Hey everyone, and welcome to the Tesla Fire Challenge YouTube channel. This is day 32 of 1000. So hey and welcome to the Tesla Fire Challenge YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's really good to have you. For all my new viewers, this channel is all about investing money and being all in on Tesla no matter what. So join me on my journey to make $1 million in 1000 days. That's right, I'm going to try and make $1 million in 1000 days. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through the following. I'm going to be sharing my day 32 portfolio with you. I'm also going to be sharing how I deal with corrections in the market. So there's a lot of pain in the market. There's a lot of corrections happening to stock. The market is plunging. So how do I actually deal with this? So let's get into it. So it's day 32, 23rd of January 2022. I've got two portfolios, Portfolio A and Portfolio B. In Portfolio A, I've just got under 119 shares. In Portfolio B, I've just got under 91 shares. So in total, I have approximately 209.61299 shares in Tesla. So just under 210 shares. So I'm itching to get to that 210 level. But ultimately, I want to get to that 300 level. So I want to build a position in Tesla with 300 shares. So I'm 69% of the way there. I've got another 31% to go. So hopefully I'm going to get there soon. So that's the total number of shares that I hold in Tesla. So what's been happening to the market? So the price for Tesla settled at $936 after the market closed on Friday. So if I multiply that with the number of shares that I hold, which is just under 210, I get a portfolio value of $196,197.76. So just over $196,000. So the daily movement downwards was just over $12,500. So again, it's a big number. You know, the daily fluctuations are getting bigger and they're going downwards, but I'm not concerning myself too much with these daily fluctuations. I'm more concerned about trying to build my position to 300 shares. I'm trying to, hold this position for 1000 days. And if my calculations are correct, hopefully I'm going to be able to make $1 million in 1000 days. So that's day 31 of 1000. So in today's video, I wanted to share my experience. I wanted to share how I deal with stock market corrections because, it can be really painful, especially if you're a new investor. So how do I actually deal with the stock market correction? So when there is a correction in the market, I always remind myself of the following. So I always remind myself that I am a long-term investor. So, I don't have to realize this loss. Even if my portfolio is down 10, 15, 20%, I haven't hit the sold button yet. So I'm a long-term investor. I don't have any leverage in my portfolio. I haven't got any debt in my portfolio. So, I'm not going to receive any margin calls. So all the decisions are based on my equity holdings. So, I'm not going to sell at a loss, especially when I know that I hold quality stocks like Tesla. So, I always think I am a long-term investor and, that's how I try and calm myself down. The next thing that I do is I revisit my investment thesis on Tesla. So when the price plunges like 10, 15%, when the market is correcting 10, 15%, you always get concerned that, could you lose all your money? All your money is going away. So the best thing to do at this moment is to revisit your analysis, revisit your thesis and just go over it again. And just think to yourself, is this thesis still intact? And if it's intact, it's better to remain invested than to sell it. So I always revisit my investment thesis on Tesla, and then once I've read through it all, once I've gone through it all, I kind of rationalize in my mind that, the market is overreacting, the market is panicking, and this is the time to be rational. This is the time to, have steady hands and just keep on going. So I also revisit my price targets on Tesla. So I have price targets going all the way out to 2031. So, I've got all these targets in my mind. I've done all my analysis. I know what the production levels are going to be as the years go on. And, I've done a price target. And if those price targets remain intact, then, there's no reason for me to sell this position. This is just a short-term fluctuation in the price. And, there is pain, obviously. But if I focus on the long term, if I look at my price targets again, then, I just think I'm going to just hold on to the shares and I'm not going to sell it. So most importantly for me, I look at the Tesla long-term charts, and then I realize this is just a blip in the grand scheme of things. So I always revisit my Tesla charts. I go back over my long-term charts over the last 10 years, and I see that Tesla has, it's fallen over 20% on like more than 10 different occasions. So there's been a lot of pain when you're holding Tesla, but there's also been a lot of reward as well. So the long-term trajectory for Tesla is upward. So if you can manage these short-term falls in Tesla, if you can manage the volatility, then you will be rewarded. So once I center myself and get my emotions under control, I ask myself two important questions. How can I capitalize from this stock market correction? So, how can I capitalize from Tesla correcting from all-time highs? So Tesla was trading around $1,200. It's now trading at $936. So that's a reduction of about 25%. So how can I take advantage of this? So then I ask myself, should I buy more of the shares to reduce my cost basis? And when I ask myself these rational questions, that's when I start to think rationally, and I think to myself, hang on, if the price is going down, this is a fantastic opportunity to lower my cost basis, try and accumulate more shares. I have a target to accumulate 300 shares in Tesla. So I don't want to be buying Tesla shares for $1,500 a share. I'd rather be buying it for $930 per share. And then, things start clicking in your mind. You start to think clearly. You start to think rationally. You've removed your fear. You've removed your anxiety. You've removed your emotions, and you're thinking more robotically, more mechanically. And that's when you can make investment decisions that pay off. So once I've done all that, I implement my stock market correction plan. So I've got a stock market correction plan that I implement all the time. So, it just helps me to rationalize everything. It just helps me to know that I'm making the right decisions, that I'm leaving emotions out of it, and I'm kind of being mechanical with the process. So first of all, the first thing I do is I center my emotions, and, I focus on the long term. I'm trying to remove my anxiety, fear, doubt, and everything like that. So I've done all that. Then I center my emotions. I focus on the long term, and I know that Tesla is a fantastic company. EVs are the future, electric is the future, and Tesla is at the forefront of all these things. So they're going to be the leading, makers of electric vehicles. They're going to have a huge section of the energy market. They're doing insurance, they're doing robotics, they're doing AI. So, this company is going to grow phenomenally, and I want to be invested with this company. So I center my emotions and I focus on the long-term plan. And when I look at the long-term plan, it doesn't even worry me. This market correction, this correction in Tesla doesn't even worry me. When I look at the long-term plan, things are still intact. So then I confirm my investment thesis, like I said earlier, and as long as everything is intact, then I've got nothing to worry about. My thesis is intact, my thinking is intact, I've centered my emotions, I'm focusing on the long term. So this is just a short-term fluctuation in price, and I'm not concerning myself too much with it. And then what I do, the last part of my stock market correction plan, is to add more shares to my position so I can get to my 300 share position. So, that's the final thing I do. I try to add as much as I can to my position, because this is obviously a fantastic price to buy at, and I try to get some money that I have on the side, and then, I try and invest as much as possible. I deploy that cash to buy the shares in Tesla. So once I've implemented my stock market correction plan, two things happen. I build my position further, and then, I strengthen my conviction in the company, and I'm focusing on the long term. The more times you do this, the more, mechanical you get, the more robotic you will get, the more, you will leave emotions out of it, and then you can become a better investor. So what did I do when my Tesla position was down 40%? So when I was a newbie investor, my positions used to be down quite a lot. So I used to always buy at the market highs, and then I used to sell when the market used to tank. But, I lost a lot of money like that. And, when my Tesla position was down about 20-30%, I considered selling my position. But then I realized it was the wrong thing to do. I had to break the cycle. I had to break the cycle of buying high and selling low. And the only way to do this is to think like a long-term investor. So I confirmed my investment thesis on Tesla, and I knew it was still on track. So what I did, so even though my portfolio was down about 30 to 40%, I added more shares to it. I believed in my analysis. I believed in the future of Tesla, and I kept on adding more and more. And as time has gone on, it's become easier and easier to manage these corrections in prices. It's easier to manage the corrections in the market. And even if the market was to crash, I wouldn't sell this position. I'd probably be adding more if I had the money. So you just have to train your mind. You have to train your emotions. And once you've got your mind under control, once you've got your emotions under control, once you're thinking mechanically and robotically, and you know exactly what you need to do, then, these drawdowns in your portfolio won't matter that much, because you're focusing on the long-term goal. So after calming myself down, I was rational in my decision making, and eventually I bought more shares in Tesla. So that's how I dealt with it. So I know there's a lot of pain in the market at the moment. A lot of newbie investors are probably facing the same problem. They probably bought at the market high when Tesla was trading around 1200, and now they're seeing their portfolio down 20-30%, and it is painful. So I do emphasize with those investors, but you just have to be strong. You have to persevere. You have to think like a long-term investor. Don't give up whatever you do. I nearly threw the towel in, but I didn't give up. I stayed invested in this stock because I know it's got a future. It's very similar to stocks like Amazon, Apple, Google. So these are generational companies. If you invested in them at the early stages when they were growing, you would be able to make a phenomenal amount of money. So I decided that I'm gonna remain invested. I'm gonna buy even more. I'm gonna be greedy when the stock market is panicking, and I'm gonna be panicking when the stock market is greedy. So you have to think like that. You have to think like long-term investors like Warren Buffett, and then you can calm your mind and you can become more rational in your decision making. So that's what I did when my Tesla position was down. So my message for new investors who are experiencing pain and seeing their portfolio down about 50% or more is just persevere. Just persevere, be strong, think long term. Every investor goes through a period of pain. Once you've gone through that period of pain, once you've gone through the growing pains, then the next correction becomes easier and easier, and then eventually you become more calmer, you become more rational, and then you welcome these corrections because you can buy phenomenal companies at really cheap prices, because the market always overreacts. So you can get really discounted prices on excellent stocks. So just persevere, be strong, and just if you believe in the company, keep adding to the position. So what I would also say is learn more about Tesla and learn more about the history of the stock market. Go through every crash in history, and if you go through every crash in history, you will see that the stock market has been on the brink of despair, has been on the brink of destruction, but it's always persevered and it's recovered, and then it's gone up even further. So if you're unfortunate enough to buy before a crash, just persevere, keep on buying, and you will be rewarded over the long term. So learn about Tesla, learn about the company, learn about the history of the stock market, and you'll feel much more calmer. You'll be able to make rational decisions. So lastly, the message to new investors is like dollar cost average to reduce your cost basis and believe in your analysis. So I've been dollar cost averaging over the last 18 to 19 months, and because I've been dollar cost averaging these stock market corrections in Tesla prices, it doesn't affect me that much because I'm always investing regular amounts at regular times. I don't put all my money at the market top, and then my portfolio is reduced by half. I don't put all my money at the market bottom because it's impossible to find the bottom. So I'm always putting regular amounts of shares at regular times to kind of remove the volatility out of investing. So that has been very successful for me. I've been able to build my position to about 210 shares, and hopefully if I continue to do this, I'm going to get to my target of building a position of 300 shares in Tesla, and hopefully I'm going to be able to hold this for 1000 days, and if my calculations are correct, I will be able to make $1 million. So that's my message for new investors. So what is my plan now? So my plan is very similar. It's very similar every day. I don't change it much because it's working. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into Tesla shares and buy at regular intervals no matter what. I'm going to try and build my position further now. The stock is trading at about 936. So I'm going to try and buy more now. I'm, juggling a lot of things at the moment, trying to release some cash. So if I can do that, then I'm going to be buying more. Hopefully when the stock market opens on Monday, price is probably going to go to the 900 level because it's broken the 950 support level. So if it goes to 900, this is a perfect opportunity for me to buy more. And if it breaks that and goes to the MA 200 level around 800, then it's on a mega sale. So I'm going to try and buy as much as possible. So I'm not too concerned about the prices going down. In fact, I'm kind of welcoming it in a way so I can buy more shares for less. So lastly, I'm not going to sell my position no matter what. So I said, I've put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to hold this position for 1000 days. I'm going to try and accumulate 300 shares. And I know that if I hold it for 1000 days and my calculations are correct, I should be able to make $1 million. So I have no intentions whatsoever of selling this position. Even if it goes down to the MA 200 level at 800, I'm not going to sell. I'm going to be buying more. So that's my plan for now. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've shared my experience. Hopefully, you have learned something from it, or you have gained something from it. So for anyone interested, I'm in the UK and I invest my money through an ISA account. So when you invest money through an ISA account, it's tax exempt, so it's very tax efficient. You don't have to pay any capital gains tax on your gains. So this is a great way to invest for the future, for the long term. So what I do is I use an app called Free Trade. It's an excellent app. It has a very simple interface and a cheap monthly cost of £3 per month. You can buy and sell shares commission free, and you get immediate deposits from your bank account. There's a huge variety of stocks and shares to choose from, both in the UK and the US. And what I've done is I've left my referral link below. So if you sign up, you will get a free share worth up to £200, and I will also get a free share too. So it's a win-win situation. So consider this seriously. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Join me on my journey. Join me to see if I can build my position to 300 shares in Tesla. Join me to see if I can hold this position for 1000 days. And just join me to see if I can make $1 million and implement my, FIRE plan effectively. So, I appreciate any likes and I'll read all your comments. I appreciate your subscription and I hope to bring you value. And I wish you all the best on your investment journey. And until the next update, have a great day and I wish you all the best.